Hi there, Geoff Coughlin, editor Scale Modelling Now. So welcome to this inbox browse. We're going to be looking at this re-release from Airfix of the Fairey Rotodyne in their Vintage Classic series in 72nd scale. And given that I'm almost at the final stages of the build of my original release as we speak, which was done kind of because I knew this thing was coming along in terms of a re-release. So hopefully that full build that's currently available in Scale Modelling Now will really help you to pick up some of the ideas, pitfalls perhaps, but also mostly ideas for how you might want to finish your own release. But it's great this time round to see the kit once again. So of course it's just the original kit but with new decals, and we'll get on to those in just a moment. I did notice that at the time of building mine that there were all sorts of little imperfections, of course, in the molds. You've got all sorts of ejector pin marks that are on the surface detail, that kind of thing. Well, it's inevitable. This kit dates back, I don't know, 1960s or something, so never been updated. And all you really need to do is clean it up. The fit generally is pretty good, and that's a positive sign for sure. Because what you get's not bad in the box. Okay, you don't actually get any internal detail. You do get a little bit of cockpit detail. There's a sort of rudimentary, a sort of classic sort of pilot, a couple of basic seats and so on, but that really is largely about it. There is an instrument panel, interesting enough, and again we'll get to the decals in a minute, but here we are. Here's the floor at the end here. Lots of surface detail, but as I show in the build, there's a very easy and simple quick way to make this these raised rivets, which look a little overdone of course here, but it's a quick job to reduce those and actually make them look very realistic on the finished model, very effective on the finished model. Clear parts as we come across here, great, excellent. They actually look fine, which is a good thing. Rotor blades here. Actually, there's a bit of detail missing from these. There's various sort of details up the shafts here, which you could add if you wanted to. But of course, as ever, it's entirely up to you what you do and don't add to your model. Get the option, of course, to open the back doors, but of course, there's nothing really to see inside. I have opened them on mine, but I've adapted them dramatically, or significantly, I should say, to provide a lot more interest, actually, when you look in. And I have actually added some seats and a floor and all the rest of it to my own build. But of course, you don't have to do any of that. I've seen a couple of builds recently, and as I filmed this right at the beginning of April 2024, I've seen a couple of builds recently where people have already built this kit with some what-if markings, various BEA schemes. My own build is in a Pan Am scheme, all what-ifs, because the thing never actually ended up getting sales, which is a great shame and was cancelled. But nonetheless, it makes for a very impressive and interesting model when it's finished in whatever markings you want. So coming across to the decal sheet itself, so here's the new decal sheet, which of course is for the prototype that you see on the box. And just bring that in here, so that's what you get. But the good thing is, of course, this time round you get cartograph decals, so that's a massive improvement. Of course, you haven't got to mess around with the original kit decals. Nice little touch, although you really don't see any of it, is an instrument panel and or a couple of instrument panels here for the cockpit. And then the instructions really are just the original instructions, which you can see here. You're going to need to add some weight, I think, to the nose of this. I think there's a very good chance it's going to tail sit with those huge twin tail planes and back end. So you need to do some work around that. But follow the build. Go and have a look at the build in Scale Modelling Now from myself if you want to find out more about that. And as you can see here, I mean, it's not a difficult build. But if you want to, well, really whatever you want to do with the doors, whether you want to have them open, which I think is a great thing to do, and I've added the detailed ribbing to the doors and so on. You do have to adapt the kit parts dramatically. This is back in the day, of course, the original engineering where these things were designed to move on big hinges. Well, of course, really, unless you want to play with it, that's not really what I would want to do. So you need to just simply fill in the holes on the side of the fuselage and the doors, and then with plastic card and then just detail it up as much or as little as you want. And then of course you've got the, well, that is new, of course, it's a new colour diagram showing the decal placement and so on. So overall, I just think it's a great choice for a release. Lots of opportunities for what-if schemes. Just pick one of the other airliner schemes and use the decals from those if you really wanted to. And like me, all I did was mask up some of the areas for spraying, and you're good to go, really. So there we go. That's Fairey Rotodyne, the Vintage Classics release by Airfix in 70-second scale.